Well, the opioid crisis becomes deadlier than ever in Tennessee. I'm Abby Kirk.
And I'm Kim Chapman. According to the CDC, more people died from drug overdoses last year in Tennessee than ever before.
News Channel 9's Isaiah Kim Martinez shows us what maybe is behind that spike. Isaiah.
Abby and Kim, the CDC and other experts have said that the opioid crisis is a multifaceted issue, but our focus is on one Washington Post study that links the ideas of prescription pills and recorded deaths. Now, if you take a look at this map on the Washington Post article, it shows number of pills distributed per person per year in the United States between 2006 and 2012. And if you look in this area, right around Tennessee, is among the highest. 76 billion. According to a data study by the Washington Post, that's how many prescription painkillers drug companies have sold and circulated legally around the country from 2006 to 2012, which has contributed to enough opioid overdoses and deaths for the CDC to call an epidemic. But Debbie Loudermilk, Outpatient Services Director at CADIS, says in recent years, Tennessee has actually seen its number of deaths from prescribed opioids go down.
At the overdose deaths that we're seeing in this state are not primarily by legitimately prescribed narcotics, because there are a lot of controls on that information and a lot of the controls on those pills now that weren't in place even 5 years ago.
According to Loudermilk, the Tennessee Prescription Safety Act has helped make it harder to abuse prescription pills because doctors are now required to record names and dosages of what they give out to patients. But she says painkillers are still prescribed much too often. This particularly causes problems with non-drug users who get addicted from just trying to solve common pain. Austin, a recovering drug addict at Adult and Teen Challenge, has seen this firsthand.
I had several friends while I was in college go to doctors that would prescribe them. We call them Dr. Wet Ink, and he would prescribe anything that you wanted. And whether it was 120 of this, 120 of that, nobody needs 120 of anything.
Loudermilk thinks doctors rotating their methods to solve the patient's problems will help combat the overall issue.
Pharmaceuticals do not need to be the first line of defense on everything for every injury. It's just very, that's what's put us in a crisis point, I think.
And while Loudermilk says that prescription pills are much harder to get in high dosages now compared to in years past, it has actually led to another problem or other problems with drugs like heroin because they are cheaper to obtain. Kim?
Isaiah, thank you. The CDC says the overdose death toll in Tennessee was at least 3% greater in 2018 compared to the year prior, which at the time was the highest the state had ever seen.